Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm just going to talk about some crazy stuff that happened over the weekend, you can say, in the Premier League, because like you can also say in game week 2, but I'm not going to update you on game week 2 per se, but some funny stuff happened, I think a lot of you know, so I'm going to written down what I want to talk about, and it's 3 main things. So funny, so weird stuff happened this weekend. So first up, Chelsea vs Spurs. I just came home from my trip to England there, so I actually fell asleep in the game, but I watched the highlights, and I've also watched a lot of Twitter clips, because that game, I saw the first half all the way through, and then the second half I could not keep my eyes open, so I fell asleep. But what a game that turned out to be. Firstly, Chelsea had all the game under control, and they played better by a mile. I don't know what happened to almighty Spurs, because they were meant to be so good this year, but they were not good in that game. But then again, Chelsea, I think a lot of people underestimated them, so still Spurs is still a very, very good team, and they can still beat all the teams in the league if they play good. I know that. But they were not good against Chelsea, and Chelsea were just having all the play. But what we're going to talk about is probably like what everybody's talking about right now, but what happened in the game at the end of the game, I want to say. Firstly, this is not the end of the game. Firstly, Chelsea come and score, and Koulibaly, it was Corella to Koulibaly who smacks it in on a volley, which is in itself wild in your first, in a game like against fucking Spurs, and that in itself is crazy. But then I think it's Romero that makes a very weird, I cannot see if it's clean or not, but a lot of people saying it's not clean tackle on Havertz, and then they actually go up and score a very undeserved goal. Højbjerg scores. I'm from Denmark, but I don't like Højbjerg when he play. It's called Højbjerg in Denmark, Danish. I don't like him when he's playing for Spurs, obviously, because I'm an Arsenal fan, but he scores. And then Chelsea score, very good goal from Reece James. And then what happens at in the end of the game is that it's so weird, because how this is not being like how the fact that nothing has happened yet, or nothing is probably going to happen, is so weird. But it's a corner kick for Spurs. It's 2-1 to Chelsea, and that corner kick, Romero like fully grabs Cucurella's hair and just what is it called? It just throws him to the ground like by his hair. The VAR looks at it, and the corner kick, it doesn't get to Romero or anything. He just pulls Cucurella's hair for some odd reason. Then someone has a shot on goal, and it goes out to another corner kick. VAR looks at it, says it's not a free kick. They get a corner. I got a new corner, and they score on that corner, and it's basically over, and it's 2-2. That situation is so crazy and so fucked up. Like, how that is allowed to run is weird in itself, and I'm happy for the result, because I'm an Arsenal fan, so I just wanted them to draw these two teams. Of course I did, but I also wanted to be fair, because I always want to be fair, but it was a nice result for us. But that was so weird. Like, if Spurs have come back like respectfully, and how you should come back in a game, fair, but like that was not right, and it needs to be looked into. And then at the end of the game, the two managers, Conte and Tuchel, goes over to shake each other's hands, and Tuchel was not happy that Conte did not look him in the face when they shook hands. And I don't know what to comment on that situation, because I think Tuchel was just so angry at how the game panned out, because it was just so undeserved. So that was a very, very big thing that I just slept through. So that was nice, because I saw the first half, thought this game is so boring. It was not really boring, but it was just, and I was tired. I was very, very, very tired. I really kept my eyes open for the first half. So I was like, okay, I can go to sleep in the second half. Nothing's gonna happen. And then all that happens, and I'm just sleeping. But What a weird game that turned out to be. What a good game it turned out to be. Sadly for me, for sleeping, but nice. Another thing I have is probably the biggest thing in whole game week 2. Brentford winning 4-0 against Manchester United and scoring all their 4 goals in the first 35 minutes. What was that all about? Wow. Manchester United is really beginning to worry me. But I hate Manchester United. Like, I hate them with passion. I really hate that club. I hate every player in the club. I just hate that club, but it's so wild that this is happening. Like, the players is just not motivated at all. All the fans want the owners out, and just nothing is... Like, I really think the only person who actually wants to make the team better or is motivated is Erik ten Hag, but he doesn't get like the support he needs from the owners and stuff. So what a bad situation that is. It was so fun for the other fans. Like, I remember it was after I was in, and if you didn't see my last video, I was watching the Arsenal vs Leicester City game live at the stadium, and I'm from Denmark, so it was the biggest experience for me I've ever witnessed in my life. Like, and we got out and we went to McDonald's, and then some guy beside me, also an Arsenal fan who was in watching the game, saw the Brentford game on his phone, and they scored and they scored and they scored and they scored, and it was such a good time because we just won that game, and United is being slapped up by Brentford. And I like Brentford because, as football fans know, a lot of Brentford players and the manager is Danish, so you cannot have a attachment to that club if you're from Denmark. So what a beautiful game that was, but don't know what Manchester United is going to do. Like, they really is a very bad team at the moment, and the players are just so bad, and mistakes upon mistakes. But don't get me wrong, Brentford is a very good team. I do really like Brentford, but 4-0 inside the first 35 minutes is not acceptable. If you're Manchester United, if you're Arsenal, if you're Chelsea, if you're Brighton, if you're don't care who you are, that's so bad. That's so bad, and in the way they did it as well, so bad. So that's weird. That's something. That's the biggest thing that happened. And also, you can say the last thing I want to talk about is Liverpool, but not as much Liverpool, more Nunez, because what did he just do? He just lost his head. And if you don't know what happened, like, firstly, what are you doing? And secondly, he got a red card because all game he has had a little thing, like with Joachim Andersen, a Danish guy as well, and they picked on each other, and I thought it was like fair game. Like, sometimes Joachim picked on Nunez and it made Nunez react, but Joachim didn't ever do anything illegal. He just picked a bit on him, and that's Premier League, that's football, and you can say that Joachim did exactly what he needed to do, because he ended up getting a red card, Nunez, because he just lost his head and headbutted him. I've seen I will pop it up here, but I've seen Joachim Andersen today putting an Instagram post out, because he's gotten like 300 to 500 I can't remember messages from people, like death threats and just threats in general, and that's just not right. I know I'm from Denmark, but he didn't do anything illegal. Your guy Nunez lost his head massively. Joachim didn't do anything illegal. He didn't do anything. How can you send a death threat to a man that didn't really do anything illegal to you? Like, that's wild. But yeah, that happened. Nunez got a red card. I imagine he's getting a lot of stick for that from club and just like all the managers like out back in Liverpool right now, and he has to. I hope that he doesn't, because I'm an Arsenal fan, but for himself and for Liverpool, he has to up his discipline, because that cannot happen. He cannot react like that. And now, in future games, a lot of players is gonna, because this happened in game 2, so a lot of players is gonna be right on him now, pushing him, like just that extra time and saying stuff to him and stuff. Because if you can get a reaction out of him like that, you will always do that, because he will end up getting a yellow, end up getting a red. He will not be concentrated. He will not be comfortable on the ball or off the ball. So, like, the main thing for a defender is to do that the attacker doesn't feel comfortable in the game, like doesn't feel like they really have the game under control. And if Nunez is so easy to get out of that rhythm, you have to do that. But yeah, that happened, and that was not good for Liverpool, and they ended up, they were the better team all game. But Crystal Palace knew how they wanted to play, and they played like that, and it almost worked out. But it was 1-1 in the end, which was like, it was sad for me. But I do like Crystal Palace because Vieira is the manager. But yeah, 1-1 is deserved, and you can say that Liverpool deserved to win, but Nunez kinda took that away from them. But what a game week 2 that was. That was everything I had to say. Not the longest video, but if you reached to the end, have a very good day, and see you tomorrow or the day after that. Have a good day. Bye bye.